How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be talking about some things you need to know before you buy an M1008. That is a military Chevy. This goes for the Blazer and all the other Army trucks in this era also. So the first thing you need to know, if your truck has low miles, this one has 63,000 miles on it, you might as well go ahead and double those miles. And the reason why I say that is because these things have a lot of idle time, because, you know, the Army, it's not their truck. They let this thing idle, you know, etc. So if it's got low miles on it, just double it. Another thing you need to know when you buy these trucks, they aren't fast and they are old and they've probably been tampered with. Depends where you got it from. There are some nice ones out there, or there's some that the fire department or a city has gotten hold of, or an airport or something like that, and there may be some things you know, a little janky with it you need to go over, and it'll be in this list in this video. I recommend watching this because if you want to buy a M1008 or the Blazer or the bigger versions of these trucks, you're going to need to know these mods, because this will keep this diesel reliable and the truck itself reliable. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. They came with a 6.2 Detroit diesel, naturally aspirated, no turbo, right? Come with a Dana 60 in the front, the M1008 did, and a 14 bolt in the rear with a Detroit locker. Now that stuff's fine, that stuff's easy to figure out, that stuff's easy to rebuild. There's parts everywhere for them, right? First thing I want to jump into, you buy one of these trucks, bring it home, don't drive it. The first thing you need to do is, they call it on the internet, the dog head starter relay mod. Really it's a solenoid, and the name comes from a guy on a forum that really made it popular. But basically you're just taking the regular solenoid that's on this truck for the starter, and you're replacing it with another solenoid, basically from a lawnmower or whatever. And the reason why you do that, it keeps the starter from sticking and it keeps things from burning up, because they are known to stick and catch fire, the wiring out there, the hot wire, and it's known to burn starters up. So that's what you need to do, is before you even drive it, is go ahead and get that part. Now these parts are fairly cheap, but that solenoid is now $19. You get on YouTube and they tell you it's $10. It is now $19. It is 2023 of August. I got it on sale at Napa because they had a 20% day down here in West Virginia. I got it for $14. So it is $20, and you got to buy terminals, so that is another, you know, $10. But I totally recommend doing it. Another thing, I recommend getting Kennedy glow plugs. Bring the truck home, put new glow plugs in it, because the Wellmans, I think they're called, they swell and they get stuck in the head. A lot of people go with you know, AC Delco and all this stuff, and they convert all this stuff. Just get the Kennedy glow plugs. They work great. They don't have to be on as long, and they fire right up. Now with that, put the glow plugs on a button. And the reason why I say that is it bypasses all the garbage on this truck. It has a glow plug circuit board down underneath the steering column. It has all kinds of stuff that makes these glow plugs work. It has a wait to start light, all that stuff, and that's great. On a cold morning, I would like to not sit here and cycle the glow plugs. I'd like to be able to have it on a button manually, and plus it bypasses the card down there. The card is like $200 and some. Now don't get me wrong, when this system is working, it works great. But honestly, I recommend going ahead and bypassing the glow plug controller and putting it on a button, which I have a video of that also. And it only costs a couple bucks. Another thing that you need to know about these trucks is the harmonic balancer. Make sure that harmonic balancer is good. If it goes bad in any way, it will pretty much destroy the bottom end of this motor, and it'll cause issues, and you will no longer have the 6.2 running. Another thing to look into, this truck has dual alternators. A lot of people convert it to a 12-volt system. Do not do that. Keep the 24-volt system. You'll thank me later. But it has two alternators. You can still buy the alternators. A lot of people try to get alternators for the civilian model, or they try to get alternators for another vehicle and try to stick one here, and it doesn't work right, doesn't charge right. Just get the ones for the Armory Edition vehicle, which I'll leave the link in the description below, which one I use. They have like an isolated ground on them and stuff, and I've been running them no problem. They do have dual alternators, and you have to make sure those are working. You have a Gen 1 and Gen 2 light. These trucks are super simple, and that's why I like them, and that's why a lot of fire departments and cities like them, because they are very low maintenance and they're not hard to work on. There's not a whole lot of wiring. It's all basically mechanical stuff. Honestly, that's the number. Honestly, that is the mods that you need to do before you start driving these particular trucks. And if you do those little mods and make sure everything's good, like I just mentioned, this truck will treat you good. I've not had a problem out of mine whatsoever. I did have an alternator go bad, like I said. I changed the oil as soon as I got it, made sure that was good, checked the diff fluids and all that. Every fluid that's on this truck, make sure you check it, because, you know, if it's from the Army or a fire department or a city, they're not really keeping up with that stuff. Basically, that is what I wanted to let you guys know before you bought one, what you're getting into. A lot of people hate them because they are underpowered. They're not going fast, but this one has 456 gears in it. And I am running 33-inch tires, so I can go about 60 miles an hour. And I have no problems whatsoever. I can tow with it. I'm not going fast. They are low on power a little bit, but you can turn up the fuel and adjust the pump timing, get a little bit more power out of it, and add a turbo if you'd like. But I just wanted to go over those few little things about these trucks that you need to know before you buy one. So go out and buy you one, do those mods, and I promise you, you will love these trucks.